Coming up, questions arise about a new government-backed instant payment service. Plus, Lower Lake Mary's levee has been breached. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Michaela Richardson.
And I'm Liam Combs. Thanks for tuning in. Growing concerns this evening over financial privacy in the wake of the new Federal Reserve instant payment service, FedNow. I sat down with Professor Howard Chi at NAU's Frank College of Business to clear up the confusion surrounding this new free service. If you look up the Federal Reserve's new instant payment service, you may find content like this, or this, and even this. But a lot of people have it wrong. FedNow is not a digital currency to replace cash, but rather a bridge to speed up the transaction process. Instead of taking days to debit your account, transactions will be processed instantly. For those concerned about the federal government tracking their financial transactions, NAU finance professor Howard Chi says those worries are misguided.
They're not getting more information from you. It's just using the existing information in a much more secure and efficient way.
You can think of FedNow like a public PayPal or Zelle that will be attached to all of your transactions in order to cut the time to clear checks and process payments. The difference here is that FedNow will have much higher transaction limits, and officials say it will be less vulnerable to hacking. Now, if the federal government were to propose a central bank digital currency system, Chi says that would be cause for concern, unless it was regulated.
They could actually say, this US dollar can be paid for this coffee, not for this pizza, or for this coffee from this person, not from that seller. So they could control into this detail.
That's a stark similarity to the Chinese social credit system. Again, there are no plans to do this currently, but she says in the long run, a central bank might fit in the modern digital economy, especially as more countries around the world adopt similar institutions. She says the most important thing is regulation.
They can dedicate all this account management to private financial institutions. When their system crash or if there's some problem, the central bank at that time can step in. So for normal operations, they can just step out of this whole business and let the private sectors handle all their account. So in that case, the central bank will not actively track what you do.
For now, Chi says you can enjoy the instant processing of your transactions without any interference from the government. FedNow will be implemented this July.
Coconino High School had extra police on campus Monday morning following what officials thought might be the threat of a shooting made on social media. Our friends at CAF News report the threat was supposed to be addressed to the initials CHS, appearing to suggest Coconino High. The threat later proved to be 5 years old and meant for a school in Memphis. The west side of Lower Lake Mary is closed. The Coconino National Forest says the closure occurred due to visible leaks breaching the levee. Forest engineers have been working to assess the structural integrity of the levee since Friday. Currently, there are no campgrounds, recreation sites, or private homes at risk should the levee completely fail. Visitors to Lower Lake Mary are advised to check the closure map and abide by all warning signs.
A husband and wife team of former NAU professors recently published a book about the bomb disposal team in the U.S. Navy. Joseph Schaefer and Paula Green's book is titled Unsung Quiet Voices of the U.S. Navy EOD Warriors and Their Families.
It is about Navy's explosive ordnance disposal warfighters and their families. We spent 2.5 years interviewing folks from all over the country and around the world who were part of the Navy EOD community.
We wrote this book for 3 reasons. One, to inform. Very few people, even in the military, know about Navy EOD and the work that they do. 2, to honor. We wanted to tell not only the stories of the operators and technicians, but also their families. This is a full-on participation community. Everybody makes sacrifices within it. And then third, we wanted to raise money for the two foundations that support both EOD of all the military operations.
The book is available now on Amazon. Are you artistically inclined and looking for something to do with your Friday evenings? Well, once a month, Creative Flagstaff and the Downtown Business Alliance host the First Friday Art Walk, where you can connect with the local arts community. NAZ Today's David McGrath has a story.
After months of snow and not a lot of sunshine, the weather's finally warming up, and the First Friday Art Walk has returned to programming outdoors. I stopped by Heritage Square right behind me to find out more about this monthly event, bringing everybody together. The Downtown Business Alliance and Creative Flagstaff work together to set up art galleries downtown for the first Friday of every month. I spoke with Creative Flagstaff's Sarah Downing about her involvement in the outdoor programming of Heritage Square.
Creative Flagstaff, we in the warmer months, so starting this month in April, we help program Heritage Square with art, science, and culture programming. Creative Flagstaff is the art, science, and culture agency for the city of Flagstaff.
Downing says while they don't do outdoor programming in the snowy months, the Downtown Business Alliance still tries to have art galleries indoors if possible. Now that snow isn't an issue, Heritage Square is lit up with live music, pizza, voting on K-12 student art pieces, and more.
It's a really great way to get connected to the arts community in Flagstaff.
Around 7 o'clock, things started to wrap up in Heritage Square, but the indoor art galleries stayed open until 9. I walked down a block or two to the Ice House to see one of the more lively galleries in person. I caught up with artist Quinn Honani, a Hopi artist, to talk more about what goes into his art style.
What I capture is basically still life forms of nature.
Honani places an emphasis on using markers to create all of his art, including drawing on shoes.
First of all, is nobody does it. You know, you can go to any art show, go to any fine art show, and walk around the whole building, and you don't see anybody who works with markers. And so, I like the challenge, and the challenge for me is, everybody can draw, but it's, can you draw and not mess up?
He also says events like First Friday have been a great way to put his artwork out there.
Yeah, it does. It definitely gets more exposure, just coming out of, I guess, your comfort zone. I'm pretty shy, but, when it comes to, like, events such as this, you have to step out of that comfort zone.
Next month's Art Walk will be held on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. David McGrath, NAZ Today.
Now, each week we do a segment where we showcase pets who are up for adoption in Flagstaff.
That's right, Michaela. NAZ Today's Maxine Marchand introduces us to a dog best described as shy but lovely.
On this week's Pet of the Week, I got to meet up with Bunny. He's shy but very sweet when we get to know him. Buddy is a beautiful white and brown dog who is waiting for his perfect family to take care of him.
This is my friend Buddy. Buddy is a 1-year-old Australian Shepherd mix. He was turned into us because his owners had to move. They couldn't take him with him.
Buddy is a little shy, so he needs time to get to know people and be comfortable around strangers. He mostly needs love and patience.
He doesn't do very well with smaller animals. He needs to be in a home that doesn't have really small animals. He just plays a little bit rough with them. But he does have a lot of energy. He needs somebody who's going to be able to run some energy off.
Buddy also does very well with children once he gets used to them. Just give him some time and patience and a great space to play.
So he's already fixed. He's got all the shots we can give him already. His adoption fee is $215. That includes all the shots we've already given him. A rabies shot, his microchip.
Buddy is ready to go home and settle down with his new caring family. If you want to adopt a pet, you can look into adopting from Coconino Humane Association in Flagstaff. For more information, you can visit them or go online to coconinouhumane.org. Maxine Marchand, NAZ Today.
Coming up, investigators try to figure out what triggered a mass shooting at a Kentucky bank. Stay with us.
We are well into spring, but we are finally seeing those springtime temperatures. However, as we go on into the week, the next couple days, you'll be seeing cooler temperatures and higher wind speeds. However, nothing to be too worried about because as we go into the weekend and into next week, we'll be seeing warmer than average temperatures. I'll have more for you later, so stay with us.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet! Dang it. Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job!
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Aww. You should pick that up.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
For you.
They want to help, but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back. Police are searching for answers in the death of 5 people at the hands of a gunman outside of a bank in Louisville, Kentucky. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez has more.
A community in mourning.
Our city is heartbroken for the loss of friends and loved ones.
Following another mass shooting in America. Audio from a Louisville Metro Police dispatcher shedding light on the terrifying moments Monday morning when a gunman opened fire during a staff meeting at Old National Bank.
25-year-old white male, Connor Sturgeon, 6'4". He texted a friend, called a friend, left a voicemail. He's going to kill everyone at the bank, feeling suicidal.
The horror unfolding live on the gunman's Instagram, which parent company Meta took down. Officials combing through that video say the shooting lasted for about a minute before Sturgeon was shot and killed by police. Investigators now searching for answers.
There was a search warrant and that was taking place on yesterday at his home, and so we are hoping that items that were recovered that will reveal why this happened.
As the city mourns the loss of 5 people, including 63-year-old Tommy Elliott, who some Kentucky lawmakers considered a friend.
Tommy was a great man.
Tommy touched a lot of lives.
Tommy Elliott helped me build my law career, helped me become governor, gave me advice on being a good dad.
Some members of the community are calling for action.
Somebody's family doesn't have a loved one tonight.
After yet another shock of gun violence.
We must work together to end this plague of gun violence on our country.
In Louisville, Kentucky, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Increasing tensions in Asia as China's military yesterday declaring it is, quote, ready to fight after completing 3 days of large-scale combat exercises around Taiwan. This comes after Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen met with U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in California. Chinese state media says the combat exercises are to simulate the sealing off of Taiwan and demonstrate military power in the region.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Live with a human for a while, and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she does strange tricks for no treats. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Today, I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back. My name is Matt Kienitz, and I will be bringing you the beautiful, warm weather we have been having this Tuesday. Right now in Flagstaff, currently we are at 70 degrees, and I am still in awe that we are finally in the 70s. It feels like it's been ages since I've seen the sun and actually felt the sun. And so we here at NAZ Today are so happy and are having fun in the sun. Our barometer is just above 30 inches, giving us those clear skies, and we're having some slight winds at around 13 miles per hour coming from that southwestern region. Taking a closer look at our current satellite and at wind and cloud coverage, we can see not too much wind or clouds are present in northern Arizona today. There is some down in southern Arizona near the border. However, there's just some slight here in Flagstaff and around the surrounding cities up here in northern Arizona. However, taking a look at Flagstaff today, we did have a high of 72 degrees. We are only 3 degrees off from that record high of 75 degrees in 1907, which I think is just absolutely crazy. A couple weeks ago, we were close to the record low, so it's kind of funny how that just works out now a few weeks later. We are pretty above those averages. About 58 degrees is our average high for today, and 27 degrees is our average low. However, for precipitation, we have not had any in the past week, still giving us that total of 16.28 inches. However, we still are way above that average of 6.46 inches, usually around this time of year, so we are in pretty good shape for that. Taking a look at highs across the state today, we can see that there was a high of 81 degrees in both Prescott and Hopi, 82 in Winslow, 93 over in Las Vegas and Phoenix, almost at 100 degrees at 99 degrees today, 84 in Payson, and 73 in Grand Canyon. So pretty much warmer temperatures all across the state from what we have been used to seeing the past couple weeks. Taking it back to Flagstaff, however, tonight we're going to have a forecast low of 36 degrees and some mostly clear skies. We will be seeing some of that cloud coverage that we have been seeing a little bit of tonight, and that sunset will be at 6:56 p.m. So after the show, take your time, get a nice coffee or tea, and go out and look at that beautiful sunset. Going in tomorrow, we're going to have that sunrise at 5:59 a.m. bright and early. We are now in those 5 a.m. time sunrises. So if you are sensitive to the sun, definitely close those shades and get some good sleep. 66 degrees will be our high tomorrow, and it will be mostly sunny. Some slight cloud coverage coming in from tonight going into tomorrow. However, nothing that will be too prominent and nothing to worry about. Taking a look at our highs across the state tomorrow, 79 will be the high in Sedona with low of 51, 81 up in Tuba City with low of 51, up in Page, high of 83 with low of 58, 79 over in Keenan with a low of 53, 73 down in Show Low with a low of 43, 83 in Winslow is the high with a low of 46. So seeing a little bit of a drop in temperatures, about 4 degrees down in Phoenix. So it'll be a little bit cooler today or yesterday than it was today. However, nothing that will be too drastic, like we'll see a little bit later on in the week, because you will drop down to the 50s going into the end of the week. 66 will be our high tomorrow with a low of 35. Thursday is where we will see that big dip down to 55 degrees is the high with a low of 30. 56 on Friday with a low of 27. And Saturday, we will be seeing some warmer temperatures going into the next week. Above average temperatures for those warm, 61 degrees as the high on Saturday, 34 as the low on Saturday. Sunday, 66 is the high and 38 degrees as the low. Now, that is all that I have for weather right now, but stay tuned for sports after the break with Ava Nichols.
If you're looking for an incredible experience, meet a shelter pet and adopt. They make super pets who will enrich your life and steal your heart. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it. You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Ava Nichols and I'll be your sports reporter for the night. On Saturday, the Flagstaff Eagles baseball team honored their 8 seniors in an incredible comeback fashion. The Eagles trailed the Shadow Mountain Matadors 10-1 by the end of the 4th inning. In the next 3 innings, the Eagles battled to win the game 11-10. Senior shortstop Heath Lopez added a triple and stole a base to contribute to their win. He also had 5 putouts, leading the defensive front to stop the Matadors. Lopez plans to attend NAU after high school and said he was happy they were able to come back and win their senior game.
It's kind of sad, but I'm happy at the same time because I'm moving on to bigger things. Sad to leave the team behind and like my high school baseball career. It's been a great one, but I have to leave eventually.
Coconino Beach Volleyball also honored their seniors last night with a 3-2 win over the Payson Longhorns. It was the first match the Panthers hosted without having to shovel snow beforehand. Practices have also been limited all season due to weather, but the Panthers now have hopes to make the 16-team playoffs and continue their season after next week. The Panthers are currently ranked 20th and have one more game against the number 4 Northwest Christian out of Phoenix. And lastly, the number 73 ranked NAU women's tennis team traveled to Pocatello to face off with the Idaho State Bengals. The Lumberjacks not only beat the Bengals 6-1, but also clinched at least a share of their regular season Big Sky Conference title. The Lumberjacks are sitting at a perfect 7-0 record in conference, with one final game against Sacramento State on Sunday at 10 a.m. at home in the Tennis Center. That's all I have tonight for Northern Arizona sports, but stay tuned after the break for your weather recap with Matt Keenitz.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to team-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
I'm ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Then, we went on Thunder Shark 3 times.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Well, as I have been mentioning, we are going into a little bit of a cooler temperature range on Thursday and Friday. However, nothing to worry about because you'll be jumping up into those warmer than average temperatures on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday giving us a high of 66 degrees with that low of 38. That kind of temperature makes you want to go to Starbucks and get a nice refresher.
Oh, sounds like a nice weekend to look forward to. And with that warm weather, it's right, Starbucks has released a new line of drinks.
Yeah, that's right. They actually have recently started making olive oil infused coffee, which hasn't been widely well received, actually. Ava, what do you think of the idea?
I think olive oil should stick to pasta. Liam?
Yeah, honestly, I'm Italian and I won't even try that drink, I'm not gonna lie. But folks, that's all we have for tonight. Make sure to check us out on social media and tune in for our live show tomorrow at 6 p.m. Have a good night, Flagstaff.